Bartholomew Collins, the years you spend with Dr. Terwilliger will be the happiest years of your life. But if you get homesick, don't try to escape. The barbed wire around the Terwilliger Institute is electrified. Electrified.
Hello and welcome to Cinecrisis. In the world of children's literature, I think it's fair to say the name Dr. Seuss carries significant weight. But how much do you know about Theodore Geisel's exploration into the world of Hollywood, specifically his work on one of the most unusual children's films of all time, The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T? While this wasn't the first work by Seuss in Hollywood, it was his first feature. He had previously dabbled in short films and animation on a variety of properties, including a Merry Melodies adaptation of Horton Hatches the Egg, the Private Snafu Army training cartoons, and a few stop-motion collaborations with George Pal, such as And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street. But in 1953, Dr. Seuss co-wrote the screenplay for a film that was truly ahead of its time, but ultimately proved to be a critical and financial failure, leading the creator to retreat from Hollywood back into the world of storybooks for nearly the rest of his career. Bart Collins is a young boy with a penchant for daydreaming who dreads taking piano lessons from his strict and overbearing instructor, Dr. Terwilliger. While practicing, he dozes off and is transported to the world of his imagination, where Dr. Terwilliger is a tyrannical dictator, enslaving young boys to practice the piano forever. With the aid of his friend Mr. Zabludowski the plumber, Bart must free his mother from the nefarious Dr. T and put an end to his reign of terror. So there are a lot of things to love about The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. The movie is far from perfect, but it has earned its place as a solid cult classic, produced at a time where contemporary audiences perhaps weren't ready to accept this film. Chief among the highlights of the movie are the very Seuss-inspired set decoration and visual aesthetics. This is the purest, most true-to-life representation of a Dr. Seuss storybook I think we've ever seen on screen. If you've ever been to the Seuss Landing area of Universal's Islands of Adventure, it feels a lot like that. The distinct, nonsensical, and oblong-rounded architecture, the vivid displays of color, the garish costumes that functionally make no sense, it all goes into the realization of images you would expect from the mind of Dr. Seuss. For instance, even the way the movie begins instantly transports you to a completely new world, and from that point on, you know this is going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. That opening scene begins with a young boy dressed in a peculiar outfit, including a beanie with a posable hand on the top of his head, who's immediately ambushed by a colorful barrage of goons swarming at him with nets, setting the stage for the adventure to come. Another huge factor in the movie's success is the performance of Hans Conreid as the titular Dr. T, otherwise known as Dr. Terwilliger. Truly one of the great character actors of his time, Conreid is a perfect example of a voice with distinction. When you hear him, he's instantly recognizable, and as such has played an important role in animation history. Specializing in overdramatic villains, Conreid was notable for voicing Captain Hook in Disney's Peter Pan, as well as Snidely Whiplash on Dudley Do-Right, and not to mention many one-off guest spots on cartoons all the way up to the 1980s, including a personal favorite of mine as the Chameleon in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
7 little superheroes, soon there will be none. None left but one supervillain, me, the Chameleon.
There isn't much to say about the rest of the cast, who do a fine job overall, and includes Peter Lynn Hayes as Mr. Zabludowski, Mary Healy as Bart's mom, and Tommy Rettig as Bart, who was notable for starring in the first 3 seasons of Lassie as Jeff Miller. The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T is a musical. Some of the songs sit well, and some are just kind of standard kids movie fare, which is a shame. But what really makes even the more lackluster songs shine are the extremely fanciful and wonderfully choreographed dance routines that go along with them. These dances, especially the Dungeon Jamboree filled with green-painted players of scratchy violins, screechy piccolos, nauseating trumpets, etc., etc., to quote Dr. T, are some of the real highlights of the movie. As well, I think there's something just inherently relatable to the story that helps to make it so impactful. The thematic element at the heart of the movie is the importance of family, and the quest of a young boy to find his place in that family. We learn from Bart in a series of fourth-wall-breaking narrations that his father died some time ago, and he lives alone with his mother. As such, Bart naturally seeks out a father figure and finds that in his friend Mr. Zabludowski, who embodies the idealistic American father. Bart is also worried at the same time his mother will fall into the hands of his eccentric piano instructor, who he despises. The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T truly is one of the most bizarre movies I've ever seen, and I love being able to say that. Any movie that can stimulate the imagination to this degree, create such wild and vivid imagery, and feel relatable to people watching it nearly 70 years after it was made is surely worth a look back. It's a shame that the movie did not perform well on its initial release because it soured Dr. Seuss on the idea of working again in Hollywood. But regardless, this one-off stands as a relic of Dr. Seuss' Hollywood experiment, an experiment that didn't quite succeed, but instead serves as a footnote in the bibliography of an author whose work remains as important and relevant as ever. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.